All right. We are this morning studying Megillat Esther. In 2 weeks, we have Purim. Wow. Not even in 2 weeks, in like 10 days, 11 days. It's unbelievable. Everybody get your costumes ready. Get the Megillot ready. Get the Matanot ready. There's a lot to get ready, Baruch Hashem. But it's a happy holiday. It's a happy time. Yes? We are today studying Megillat Esther. The Pasuk begins, the Megillah begins. And it was in the days of Ahashverosh. He was the same Ahashverosh who reigned Mehodu ve'at Kush, from a place called Hodu to a place called Kush. Sheva ve'esrim u'me'ah medina. 127 provinces. This was the kingdom of Ahashverosh. Says Rashi, Ahashverosh was Melech Paras, a king of Persia. Where's Persia?
Iran today.
Oh, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think on Purim they're going to kapal them. Anyway.
Hodu is from India, right?
Hodu, yes. Hodu, the literal translation of Hodu is India. Kush is like someplace in Africa. Right? Says the commentary that Ahashverosh was a wicked king. He was no good. And he was in charge of 127 provinces. Why Hashem made it that he's in charge of so many? Because Esther is going to take over the Harisa. She's going to marry him. And she's then going to be in charge of 127. Who lived 127 years? Sarah Imenu. Yeah. Not Gilgul, it's connected to this number 127 is not a coincidence. Sarah was modest her whole life, and now her great-granddaughter, who was also very modest, Esther, is going to take over these 127 provinces. Bayamim ahem in those days, Keshevet HaMelech Ahashverosh al Kisei Malchuto, when Ahashverosh was sitting on the throne, Asher b'Shushan Abirah, that was in Shushan. This is after he conquered a lot of cities. He sat on his kingdom, on his capital. It was in a place called Shushan. Where is Shushan?
Iran.
Somewhere in Iran.
Iran. Shushan, yeah.
In the 3rd year of his kingdom, what did he do? He made a party. Lechol sarav va'avadav, to all of his ministers and servants, and all of his chel, paras umadai, the tzevaot, the legions of paras umadai, Persia and Media, Hapartemim, those who were in charge, V'sarei medinot lefanav, and the ministers of 127 cities came to him before Ahashverosh. They're having a party. How long was the party? Behar'oto et osher kevod malchuto. Ahashverosh wanted to show all of the people who came to the party at osher kevod malchuto, the wealth and power of his kingdom. Ve'et yikar tiferet gedulato. He also wanted to show his grandeur. Tiferet Gidulato, the commentaries explain, he wore the clothing of the Kohen Gadol. Yamim Rabim. How many days? Many days. 180 days. Can you imagine? I never met a guy who can party for 180 days. And I'm assuming he's not a teenager. This is a guy, a king, who's probably, I don't know how old he was at the time, but I'm assuming he's not a youngster. 180 days to drink Glenlivet and tequila and vodka and wine and Isaac's ram and the other ram and skолько можно?
Just all speech.
Yeah. Steaks. It's like you get tired of eating sometimes. No, nobody?
No.
No, you guys are like, I don't know what you're talking about. Rabbi, can't see you, Rab. Uvimlot hayamim ha'ele, after his party of 180 days, the first party finished. Asa ha'melech l'chol am hanimtzim b'Shushan Abirah, he made a new party. Lemigadol ve'at katan. You respected, you not respected. Everybody could come to this party. This is a party called an after party in the city of Shushan. Mishteh shiv'at yamim, small party, not big. 7-day party. Only 7 days. This is the small after party.
More people.
Yeah, everybody's invited. Not ministers like the first party. This is everybody's invited to the party. All the people of Shushan. Who else got the invitation? The Jewish people of Shushan. They got an invitation to come to the party. And there was a rabbi, his name was Mordechai. And Mordechai got up and says, Rabbi Isai, we're not going. They're going to hate us. There's going to be problems. Iran, this, that. How you not gonna go?
Ballistic missiles.
You have to go to the party. Mordechai says, no, you cannot go to the party. And the people say, but Mordechai, will you go to the party? Oh, that's when it gets sticky, no? Did Mordechai go to the party?
No.
Okay, we'll talk about that another time. 7-day party, Bahatzar, Gilad Bital HaMelech. He made a party in 3 different places. Number 1 was in the palace of the king. Second, the same party, just the offshoots were in the Ginat. The Ginah was the garden of the king. And the Bitan were places that trees grow. Beautiful trees he had over there. Wow, nicer than any house. Hashverosh was wealthy. A lot of wealth he had. And Shto, this is the party that he made for the people of Shushan. Now the Gemara has a discussion. Was he a smart king or was he a
very smart king?
Foolish king? Do you first make a party for people who are distant and then for the Bliski? Or do you first take care of the Bliski and then take care of all those who are distant? Who do you keep closer, your friends or your enemies? That's the discussion in the Gemara. One opinion is he's very smart. First, you got to bring in all those who are outside. Svai, don't worry, you'll make peace with them. Yes, and then you take care of Svai. Another opinion says, oh, he's a fool. First, you got to take care of the people you see every day. You're in your close circle, and then you take care of all those people who come once a week. Yes, so there's a machloket in the Gemara of what the right way of going about things is. What's the right way? We still don't know. Says the Gemara, listen to what the Megillah writes. He was wearing chur, v'karpas, special carpets they had made out of chur. What is chur? Milashon nekev, shayu maaseh mahat. Special embroidered materials. Karpas was pasim. Betchelet, made out of turquoise. Achuz, they weaved it together. Bechavle boots. With? Boots is linen. Wool and linen together he made. Why did he make wool and linen? Because he wanted to stumble them in shatnez. The Torah writes, you're not allowed to wear wool and linen. Yes? And Shto, in this case, he made wool and linen embroidered together for the Jewish people to succumb and stumble. Be'argaman, it's a nice purple wool. Al-gelile chesef, on platforms of kesef. No, gilile is masmere. Masmere is like a nail. Tabat, some say on rings of silver. Ve'amud shesh, they had pillars of shaish, of marble. Pillars of marble. They had beds made out of gold and silver on floors made out of bahat, vashesh, vedar, vesoharet. What is bahat? What is shesh? I missed a line. Okay, let's read Rashi. Says the Megillah, and what? And he said that every person who comes, he's gonna drink alcohol. Which alcohol is he gonna drink?
Wine.
He's gonna drink wine. Everything else is bachabozi. All this tequila, shmekila, it's all for new people. Huh?
Byproduct.
Real men drink wine. That's it. The wine sales are gonna go up in Jamaica States.
Ladies drink wine.
No, I drink wine at home. Bili neder. When do I drink vodka at home? You drink vodka? No, wine. It's more expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Of course not.
of course it is. Wine is much more expensive than vodka.
Somebody can
Vodka is $30 a bottle. You can take 30 shots. Wine, 4 cups, $30, $40, like that. Much more expensive. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Logično.
This is Parashka wine.
Nah. Now listen to this. He says everybody who wants to drink, give them to drink. Bichle zahav. What were the utensils? Not made out of paper and plastic. Their utensils were made out of gold. Kelim mi kelim shonim. All the utensils were different. This design, that design, this design, that design. Hundreds of different designs on the cups that they gave to the people to drink. V'yen malchut Rav ki yad hamelech. It had so much wine, good wine, not your $9.99 Janes or Zamora or whatever it is. They had high-level dry wine, Merlot, Cabernet.
Right.
Unbelievable. Not this bachabozi type of wine. Wine that you drink when you hit 35 plus. Real wine. So Shto, he gave them this type of wine. Ve'ashtiyah chadat. Every person he gave them the drink that the body can handle. Some guys, they like a sweeter drink, he gave them a sweeter drink. Some guys more dry, more dry. Every guy got his drink. Ve'en ones, and they didn't force anybody to drink. They would say, Mr. Arkady, would you like wine? He would say, no problem. They were not allowed to force anybody to drink. If you want, you can take. Ki chen yisad hamelech. This is what the king instituted. Don't force people to drink. Al kol rav beto, every minister in his house, la'asot kirtzon ish va'ish, to make sure every person was very, very happy. Don't force people to drink. Don't force him. Put it in front. If he wants, he'll take it. He'll pour it for him. Tov. Gam Vashti Amalka Sita Mishtei Nashim. Now Vashti makes a party also. Where did she make a party? In also the palace of the king. For who she made a party? She made a separate party for ladies. Vashti made a separate parties for ladies. The Gemara says she wasn't the most modest woman, but even she knew that men and ladies shouldn't party together. Even she knew that ladies have to have a separate party. Yes?
А как это так получилось, что это наше, у нас нельзя, да? Как у них тоже в то время еще не было религии.
Because the concept of tzeniut, it was inherent in the world. Today, Hashem Ishmor. People come to Bar Mitzvah, people come to Brit Milah. It's unbelievable.
Ужас, ужас.
Hazak, еще раз нужно сказать. Hashem Achashverosh. Bayom HaShevi'i, I love it. On the 7th day of the party, the king, he says, got so drunk, he was so happy, he was, oh, I love you all. They started to talk. What do people without seichel start talking about? This woman is beautiful, that woman is beautiful. Achashverosh says, all of your wives, they look like, I don't want to say what. Train wreck. Nothing. He says, my wife Vashti is the most beautiful, the most beautiful. And the people said to him, you know why she's the most beautiful? Because she wears Hermes suits. Of course she's going to be beautiful. Ahashverosh said, nothing to do with the suit. She's beautiful. She has inner beauty, and Gemara says Vashti was very beautiful. Shto Ahashverosh got a little too drunk. He said, bring Vashti out with only a crown.
Take it off.
Да.
Ulitzel parin. He's Amar li Mehuman bizeta harvona. He says to Mehuman, bista harvona bikta ve'avakta zetar ve'charkas. 7 sarisim. Sarisim were eunuchs, they're called. In the palace, if you wanted to work, they would give a person Kadish al Israel. They would snip him a little bit because they didn't want any foul play. Mushin niraboteli inside the palace of the king. They would make them eunuchs. How do you say eunuch? Is that the right word? Eunuch. I forgot.
Кастрировали.
Почему? Чтобы не делали всякие interesting things in the palace. Они хотели защищать своих дочерей, своих там princesses, etc. So for people not to do questionable things, every person who walks in the palace is saris. Saris, Kadish al Israel. This was saris, tough.
No.
Shivat Sarisim, but even they understood. What? I don't know which part they cut. I don't know. I wasn't there, but could be the bottom, could be the top. I don't know. Whatever makes it not work. Whatever makes it not work.
Да.
Kaddish. Now they gave them Brit Milah special. Shivat Sarisim Amshartim et Pnei Amelech Ahashverosh. He says, go bring me Vashti. They go and they bring Vashti. No, Biketer Malchut, with her crown. Why does it say with her crown? Go bring me Vashti with her crown. With her crown, yes? And we'll leave it at that. It was a little...
Чтобы доказать, что это именно она, а не кто другая.
Specifies with a crown, because only a crown. Let her come only with crown. This is the guy. To show the nations and the ministers. People are always competing with their ministers. Ethiopia, her beauty. She was very beautiful. Vashti says to him, get lost. I'm not coming. She said, I'm not coming. Ahasuerus got very angry. Why? Ego. When a person is in front of his ministers, he wants to show off. At that point, if somebody goes against a little thing that you're going to have atomic explosion. Why? Because when a person's gava is adla shamayim, his anger is also adla shamayim. If you have anger issues, get your gaiva checked. Go to a doctor and get a checkup for gaiva, for holiness, for gordest. Gordi iludis, sigdav zliv. Sigdav so nito. Et nito, to nito. There are high expectations. Why? Yes, gava. Humble people, so harashov, so normal, he doesn't expect anything. Yes? Okay,
But his status is a king.
that's true. But still, he lost himself. Vashti says no, says the Gemara, why not? She was not the most modest woman. She wanted to come. The Gemara says two options, two opinions. One, she grew blisters all over her body. She wasn't able to come. And two,
Hostik.
the Gemara says, "Bakariel veitil bazanav." They glued a tail onto her, whatever that means. I don't know if it's literal, it's not literal. They gave her a tail, chvost. Okay, and she says, I cannot come. Achashverosh doesn't know what to do. Back in the day, every king had ministers who gave him advice. This was the matter in front of all Yodei Dat Vadin, those who know the laws and the mishpatim. They would come, what should I do? Who were the 7 advisors? Number 1, his name was Karshana. Number 2, Shetar, Admata, Tarshish, Meres, Marsena, Memuchan. Who was Memuchan? Haman. Same man. 7 ministers of Paras Umadai who see the king, who sit in the head of the kingdom. What should I do with Vashti? Achashverosh wanted, if the odds guys forgive her, they're going to say, oh, he's soft. He wanted them to say, forgive her. He was waiting for the people to say, don't worry, she's your queen, she's not feeling well, let her go. But what? Haman got up and says, no, you cannot forgive her. Why can't you forgive her? Because if you forgive her, then all of the ladies are going to be 21st century, barabanis booted on their husband's head. We cannot have that. We need a lady to respect her husband. But if you let Vashti disrespect you like this, all of the ladies, Vashti said, get out of here. All the wives are going to talk to their husband like 21st century. Nobody's laughing, Baruch Hashem. Everybody's happily married, I see. Now, they're going to talk to their husbands like Bepsani, like, you don't matter. Like equals, you are equals, but different. Everyone has a different role. Just because you're equal, you go to that Shalom Bayit lecture and the rabbi tells you you're equals. Beautiful. You each have a different role, and a lady has to respect her husband. Of course, he should respect his wife, but a lady should always, she has to remember, men have sensitive egos. Got to give him that kavod. He needs that nourishment. He needs to feel like a man. Make any big decisions. You want to change the curtains in the house. Call your husband and say, what do you think? Anyway, he's going to tell you to do what you want. Right or wrong? That was just a little shout out. We're gonna send their way. Now, the men are always complaining, Rabbi, why are wives, why you never talk to them? You're always talking to the men. Respect your wife, you never talk to the wives. No, I talk to the men and I talk to the women also. The ladies have to respect their husbands. There's nothing, if there's no mutual respect in the family, there's Kaddish al Israel. Now, Shivat Sare Paras Umadai, Roe Pnei HaMelech, Kedat ma la'asot b'merkav Vashti. Vayomer Memuchan, Haman gets up and he says in front of all of the ministers, not only against you, Vashti, sinned, rather, Kol Hasarim, all of the ministers and all of the nations and all of your kingdom. Why the word is going to come out to all of the ladies that they should disrespect their husbands in their eyes. What does that mean? Sometimes a lady, she doesn't say anything disrespectful, but in her mind she thinks my husband's a nobody. That's already a sin. That's already a problem. You're not allowed to think of your husband as a incapable person. He's very capable. We have to give him that koah. So shto be'einehen. Be'omram HaMelech Ahashverosh amar le'avi et Vashti HaMelka lefanav ve'lo ba'a. That Ahashverosh said, bring all of the women. And she didn't come. I'm sorry. Ahashverosh said, bring me Vashti. And Vashti didn't come. And now all of the ladies are going to learn from it. Ve'hayom hazel, on this day, in the kingdom of Paras Umadai, everybody who heard the voice of the queen is going to start talking disrespectfully to their husbands. There's going to be a great amount of disrespect culture. Uchdai bizayon v'kasef. It's going to be very disrespectful toward their husbands. Im al HaMelech tov, if it's good upon you, Achashverosh, there should be an edict, a rule coming out from your kingdom. They should write it into the laws, the bylaws of the country. That Vashti didn't come, we're not going to forgive her. We're going to Kaddish al Israel her. And we're going to give her kingdom to somebody else. And also, we're going to make a law that every woman has to respect her husband. Unbelievable. This is the law that they made. Achashverosh said, good idea. All of the ministers said, good idea. And they did it. They killed Vashti. They sent letters to all of the cities in their language saying every man has to be a man in his house. This is, the Gemara says, Baruch Hashem Achashverosh did this because everybody looked at him like he's without sechel. Of course a man is a man in his house. What are you saying? Imagine you tell a man, be a man in your house. Of course I have to be a man in my house. What are you teaching me? So from that letter, they already knew that Achashverosh is not 100%. I knew who we're dealing with. So shto that every man is to be the leader in his house. And he has to speak his language. If the husband speaks English and the wife speaks Chinese, you have to speak English in the house. If the husband speaks Russian and the wife speaks Hebrew, you have to speak Russian in the house. They made a law that they have to speak the language of the husband in the house. Okay. That is the first chapter, Rabotai. B'ezrat Hashem, tomorrow, B'lei Neder will pick up the next chapter. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen, Amen.
חזק וברוך.